Hello and welcome everybody to another Stardew Valley 999 Challenge update video. Today we're going to be talking about the new 1.6 spreadsheet. So with 1.6 coming out with a few new items, I thought it would be a good idea to completely overhaul the spreadsheet. Completely might be a bit of a stretch, but in general we've added a bunch of new categories, and we're also going to take some time in this video to update things. Because even though we updated before the update, there's some new things that I didn't take into account before that we have to add. So first, today we're going to start out with a quick overview of the new spreadsheet, the new categories. Obviously, there's going to be some 1.6 spoilers in this video, unfortunately. But by the end, we should have a good idea of what the new spreadsheet looks like and where different things are. In addition to that, we're going to go through that new spreadsheet and update things. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the checklist that has also been updated for 1.6. Starting with our new totals page here. As you can see, there's a whole lot of new categories, and I think we're actually going to zoom in slightly here. So I think before we had around 20 categories. That has been changed. We now have 30 categories, which I guess is at least a nice round number. I've rearranged things to go in the order of the skills. So you start with farming, then it goes on to mining, then it goes on to foraging, I believe, then fishing, then combat. So starting with our fruits and veggies and flowers, and then we have animal products, which has been distinguished from mob drops. It used to be animal products / mob drops, and now it's just animal products. Seeds, then fertilizer. So I removed the fertilizer from the other category, and in fact, I've removed everything from the other category. We no longer have an other category. Then we've got geodes, gems, minerals, resources, forage, fish, smoked fish, roe, and bait. So these are all of our fishing categories here. Monster drops. We've got 4 different artisan goods categories. I was curious what I was gonna do with the artisan goods because it was getting out of hand. I think there's over like 300 artisan goods now in the game. And I didn't want them all in a single sheet because it's a little unruly. So I just separated them by machine. And then we have cooking here, machines and apparatuses. I was really stretching to find a name for this one. Consumables, books, gifts and rewards, trash, artifacts, and then 3 decor categories. 1 for lighting, 1 for what I'm calling infrastructure, and then 1 for other decor. So let's kind of go through these one by one. So the fruit category, the major change from this update is now we need 5 stacks of every fruit for the dehydrator. There's a few more things that changed in here as well, like the inclusion of the new powder melon. But in general, the reason why these are all no now, except for sweet gemberry, is because we now need 5 additional stacks of every single one of them to get dehydrated fruits. So in the veggies category, actually not a lot has changed here. No new artisan goods were added for veggies, so the only new things here are the new fruits that are, the new vegetables that are in the game. So the carrot, the cauliflower, and the summer squash are all new vegetables, and we need basically 3 stacks of each one for what I would assume would be the pickles and the juice, plus the actual object themselves. Then flowers actually maintained 100% because there's nothing new to do with flowers in the game. There's no new flowers. Now, our first new category, which is kind of an old category, I separated from the previous one, is just the animal products. Now there's only 19 of them. And now the seeds. There's a bunch of new seeds added to the game. So bluegrass starter, broccoli, carrot seeds, mixed flower seeds, mossy seeds, powder melon seeds, all of those are new. Summer squash seeds also new. And now we also have some updated ones. All of the tree seeds are required to make the mystic seed. So we need 5 more stacks of all of the tree seeds in order to get the mystic seeds here. So that's why all of those have been reduced as well. Fertilizer is now its own category and it's complete. On to the next new category, and that is the geodes category. So in our geodes category, most of the things remain still. In fact, nothing here has been touched. The only thing that has happened is we've had 2 that have been added, the mystery box and the golden mystery box. So some people were worried that once I unlock the mastery, I won't be able to get more mystery boxes. That is not true. You can get mystery boxes as they are from a lot of different sources. It's just all the ones that you get from the environment will now be golden mystery boxes. Gems, I don't include any of the other minerals in here. So gems is just the kind of gemstone type gems. I wanted this as a separate category because kind of just used in different ways. Basically all of them are done still. The only one that's not is the diamond. and it will be done today. We're going to go back and fill in for that because we have a bunch of spare diamonds. They just weren't in my sheet before. Onto the minerals. This is exactly the same as it was before. So I did not include things like quartz and stuff in here. I decided to include those in resources for what I'll explain right now. So resources, I've decided, are basically things that are used in crafting. Now, some other things are used in crafting too, but they fit into a better category. But I just decided certain things would be resources and certain things would be not, based on at least my observations of like how much I'm using them in crafting and what they're really for. The problem is there's a lot of new crafting items, and some of them require an absurd amount of resources. So we're gonna talk through a few of those. So bone fragments is basically unchanged. There's one new item that requires a few bone fragments, and now I think it's just 1,000 more that we need. Clay is used in a few of the new items, which is why we need a few more. Coal is actually connected to all of the bars, which is why it's down so much. But as you're gonna see, we have a lot of coal. So I'm gonna plug that in a little bit, and this should probably actually be done, even though we still need like a lot more. It'll be close at least. All of the bars basically got affected in one way or another because they're required for certain recipes. As you can see here, fiber, we need an absolutely absurd amount more, and that's mainly because of the Statue of Blessings. Fire quartz is just for the dehydrator, so we just need another stack of that. That won't be much of a problem. Hardwood got added to a few items, but we actually might have enough. I think we're going to be a little bit short. I think gold was only added to one item, and I think that item is the mini forge. We're just going to harvest the statues of Endless Fortune again, and we'll easily be able to get that up. Speaking of which, iridium bars. We need a lot more iridium bars, mostly for the statue of the Dwarf King, which costs 20 each, and that means we need 20 stacks, plus a few more for various other things. We need a lot more iron. Can anyone guess why in chat? The anvil! Yes, the anvil costs 50 iron bars each. So that requires 50,000 iron bars. I put all the jellies here. I also want to mention that I put the green algae in here and the white algae in here and seaweed in here as well. I decided to put them here, one, because they're unlabeled, and two, because I feel like they fit better here than like fish or anything like that. The moss is one of the new items on here, along with the new jellies. We need a lot of it, mostly for the Statue of Blessings. But there's actually a number of new items that use the moss, and not in insignificant amounts. We need 420,000 moss. Sapwood's done. Sap is no longer done. Yes, we need 1,000,000 sap. Next is the stone, which we also need a large amount of. In fact, we need 2 million stone. We have 804,000 already at least, but yes, just a little bit more stone. Mystic syrup is the new tree syrup, and we need 3 stacks of that, 2 crafting recipes, and the syrup itself. Forge has changed a little bit here. I don't think anything new is added to this category, but forges can now be jarred and kegged. Some of them don't. So daffodil you actually can't do anything with. Same with holly. Same with the red mushrooms. But basically all of the other ones can be placed in one thing or another. For instance, cave carrots can be jarred to make cave carrot pickles, or it can be kegged to make cave carrot juice. And that's true of dandelions. It was kind of already partially true of ginger before, but it's true of hazelnuts, it's true of leeks. It's sort of true of the mushrooms. We'll come back to talk about those. But it's true of like the snow yams, the spring onions. Now, some other things here, you might have noticed we passed over the coral and the sea urchin. Those are used in a crafting recipe. I might have enough of them. We're actually going to see that in a little bit here. And then there's the mushrooms. So the mushrooms can go in the dehydrator, all except for the red mushroom. So that means we need 5 additional stacks. What a lot of people seem to have forgotten is that they can also go in the preserve jar to make pickled mushrooms, which isn't actually a terrible thing to do with some of the more expensive ones. It's a little better than dehydrating if you have the jars for it. In terms of stacking and not money though, this is kind of horrible for me. Most of these mushrooms can now be grown with the new mushroom lungs, so I'm not too worried about them overall. All right, fish. Remember when fish were done, everyone? Yeah, no fish are done now. This is completely blank. These can all be smoked now, which basically means you can put them in the fish smoker, so that makes 2 stacks, and they can also be put in the bait maker, which makes about an 1/8 of a stack. I don't exactly know the exact numbers. It's like a 1 out of 7.5. It's kind of weird. So that's why a lot of these are 2,131.2. So talking about smoked fish now, this is the first category I think that's completely new. Everything in this category is brand new. It's all the new smoked items. And we have 0. It's also our first category with absolutely nothing because all of these items are new to 1.6 and we haven't played on 1.6 yet. So we need to smoke a whole bunch of fishies, and once we do, we will have all of these out. On to the row category. Remember this category was done? We were done with this category. It's still pretty complete looking, isn't it? But you might notice there's some new additions here. The clam row and the goby row are pretty straightforward ones. I can just put those in fish ponds. However, I thought this column was useless in this category. This is if I can get them from fish ponds, but there's some new ones in here that we can't get from fish ponds. There are two different types. One of them is the secondary legendaries. If we catch them with the Jewels of the Sea book, we can get row from the treasure chest on the catch. The chance for that is pretty low, but we could do a lot to boost it pretty significantly. Not only does it apply to those, it also applies to our two squid types. So you could always put squid and midnight squid in the fish ponds, but now you can catch them and get row from them where you could not get row from them before. So the midnight squid and the squid both fall under this category. And the midnight squid is the problem because catching the midnight squid is kind of annoying. The only way to reasonably do it is to use the submarine. And by using the submarine, I can only do it 3 days out of the entire year, and only at night for those 3 days. The new category of bait. So bait used to be in the other category. The ones that have 100 or 50 on them are baits that we previously had, and all the other ones are new. These are from the new bait maker. You get 5 to 10 bait for every fish you put in the bait maker, and we've got a lot of fish in the game, so that basically is how that one works out. Monster drops. This was split from the animal products. I don't know, I have no idea why I had them together in the first place. They're very distinct things. So we've got bug meat, which is not done anymore. Dragon's teeth, got 5 stacks of dragon's teeth added to it. So we're bringing back the stingray fish ponds. I hope you liked it. And then basically everything else didn't change, which is kind of surprising to me. As far as the jar products go, so this is our Artisan Goods jar. This is by far the longest category. It was impossible to subdivide, really. And just most of the stuff that got added was new jar products and the new rows, which can be jarred as well. The kegs is just the new products, so things like the broccoli, the carrot, the cave carrot, oh, and the forage products, of course. And then the only new wine is the powder melon wine. For the dehydrator, everything in here is new, as you might have been able to guess. And there's quite a few things here. There are 32 things that you can place into the dehydrator, and you need 5 of each one. So for dried coconuts, we need 5 stacks of coconuts. For dried pineapple, we need 5 stacks of pineapple. And now for the other category, I'm unsure about this one. My question here is these are basically just animal products, just one level up. So I might get rid of this category and merge it with animal products. The only thing that changed here, though, from previous was now we need to make the tents, so we need more cloth, but I have the cloth, as you'll see when we go through this in a bit. For the cooking, the only thing that changed about cooking is now there is moss soup, but it just costs moss, and then we'll be done with cooking again. Machines and apparatuses. So this category is essentially just like anything that has a use. It's kind of hard to explain why I put things here and other things elsewhere. This is basically all the new crafting recipes ended up here. So the anvil, the big chest, the big stone chest, cursed mannequins, which technically aren't crafting recipes because it doesn't have to be craftable to be in this category. Here are the new, what I'm calling consumables. So these are single-use items. Basically, you can sometimes craft these, you can sometimes buy these, you can get these in other places, but these are all single-use items. Our first new one is like the butterfly powder, which you can buy from Krobus. That lets you get rid of a pet. These fireworks here are all single use. The golden animal crackers, things like magic rock candy. The other things that ended up here are like the bombs, the energy tonic, field snacks. All the totems are here as well. The new tent kit, the old cookout kit. These are basically single use items that you can carry around with you that stack. And now we're on to our new books category. So these are all brand new, and you might notice cost a lot of money. $40 million worth of books here already. Basically, it's just purchasing from the bookseller when they pop up. There is 2 exceptions to just being able to buy them from the bookseller. The skill books you can actually buy from the traveling cart rarely, but I need the money on me when I do. You can buy them infinitely, which is amazing. So once they're in the traveling cart, you can just buy as many as you want. So I can just buy a full stack. The animal catalog you can purchase from Marnie. Dwarvish safety manual you can purchase from the dwarf. The price catalog in the Queen of Swamps book you can also just buy from the bookseller in infinite amounts. But everything other than that only shows up once per bookseller at most. And the one exception to that, well, actually 2 exceptions, is the Diamond Hunter. The Diamond Hunter costs 10 diamonds each, and you can buy it from the dwarf in the volcano. I have the diamonds already, so I just got to go buy that. And then the last one is the Book of Mysteries. You cannot purchase the Book of Mysteries. You can only get it through suffering. Basically, when you open up a mystery box, it has a chance of appearing in there. However, the chance is kind of low. So do you guys remember our old Clint opening sessions? I think we're gonna be going back to that, unfortunately. It's likely we're going to be needing to open close to... I actually have not run the numbers. I don't know the chance of getting it, but it's pretty low. It's like in the 5%, under 5% range. So we're looking at opening up possibly over 1 million mystery boxes. Here are gifts and rewards. So these are anything that you gift to villagers or that you get as a reward for doing some kind of task. I threw a few things in here that maybe shouldn't be here, but I felt like they fit together. So the bouquets are here, the movie ticket, the trim purple shorts from before are here. But other things that are here, the new purple shorts that you can get, this faraway stone, which is a secret item, this golden bobber, which is a quest item, the golden tag, which is what you get from fishing up rainbow trout during that one event, the prize ticket, which is an item that is first of all purchased, but second of all you can get it from doing tasks for villagers. The Star Drop Tea, which is a rare item that we're going to figure out how to get at some point, and the Void Ghost Pendant is still here as well. Next new category is the trash category. This all used to just be in the other category. These are just items that are considered trash, and I put them all in the same place. The artifacts has not changed except for this one, because you mentioned it, Skittleho. The Ancient Doll, we need 999 of them to get 999 faraway stones. Lighting! So these are all the items in the game that produce light that are stackable. Infrastructure, these are all of the the placeable items on your farm. So it's all of the fencing items and all of the flooring items. All right, our final new category is Decor Other. So this is just all the other decor items in the game, most of which are purchasable, some of them are not. I moved all the rare crows here. They felt like they were better here. Oh, the tub of flowers got moved here. The wicked statue got moved here. The houseplants are now here. And yes, I said houseplants. And notice how it's not 8. So something a little strange happened in this update when I did my testing. You cannot change what the houseplant is anymore. You can change it. When you place it down, you can click on it and change it. But when you pick it back up, it'll be whatever you place down. It's a little strange. I don't know why that changed in particular. However, you'll notice there are 3 of them. And that's because... I swear Concerned Ape is actually just messing with me at this point. 2 new houseplants were added to the movie crane game. So now you can just get 2 different ones. There's just 3 different options there. I have no idea. Yeah, now there's only 3 stackable ones. So the checklist has also updated. I'm not going to go through the whole thing here. There's not a whole lot of reason to do so. But basically a lot of things got unchecked. And this is our new total amount of stackable items in the game. We have 1,193 stackable items in the game. Basically all of our new categories are here. They fit quite nicely, at least. They all fit on this side of the screen. There's one thing I just want to quickly mention going through this though, and that is we do not yet have all of the pictures for new items. Mainly it's the colored items. There's no pictures on the wiki for smoked fish, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. I might just take the fishes and put them in there. I haven't decided on that yet. And some of the rows, the correct color row, have not yet been placed on the wiki. So I have left that blank as well for the moment. And as well as that is all the baits have not yet been placed on the wiki. And a bunch of the artisan goods also have not been placed on the wiki. So I have just kind of left those blank. I'll get pictures for those eventually though. But other than that, this is our total amount of items right now. It's not completely accurate, as we're going to go through and see in just a second here. Part of what I had the spreadsheet doing before was I would put the total amount of raw I'd have, but I wouldn't put any extra in because that wasn't required. Because before, it didn't matter. Hey, if we're over 999, all it's going to do is mess up these numbers. But now we have more things that we need. So we need to fill out these raw numbers. So we are going to go ahead and do that. So starting with apples, we have 1,023 apples, 1,002 apricots, bananas. I think we're good on bananas, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually might not be good on bananas. Hold on. 4914. Yeah, it's not even done. We had so many and it's not even done. We have 3,038 ancient fruit. All right, let's do blueberries next. 7,549. Oh, that might be enough actually. Yes, it is. Okay, so we can back this down a little bit. 4 cactus fruit, 3,119. Cherry time, 2009. What a good year, everyone. You guys remember 2009? And then we're gonna head on down to coconuts, 2,056. Cranberries. I think that's enough actually then. Is it over? It is over. So I think this is just 5994 then. All right, we have enough cranberries. Congratulations, everybody. You did it. 2,306 on the crystal fruit front. Grapes. Grapes make our lovely new raisins. 3,911. Hot pepper. 3,324. Mango time. 1,579. 3,084 melons. For the oranges. 2,028. For the peaches. 2,024 for the pineapples. 3,472 pineapples. By the way, if anyone's wondering why I have to go through meticulously and update all of this, part of the reason being is I need to plan out what I'm going to be doing on the challenge farm, which means I need to have up-to-date information about what I have and what I don't have. All right, pomegranates, 2,029. Rhubarb, 2,995 on the rhubarb front. Salmonberry, I actually have no idea how many of these I have. 1,214. Yeah, we're gonna need some salmonberries for sure. Spiceberry, oh, yeah, we're gonna need some of those. 1,017 spiceberries. Starfruit, 3,116 starfruit. Strawberry, we're getting close to the end of the fruits at least. That's 3,038. Wild plum time, 1,115. All right, let's move on. For the veggies, there's actually nothing to do here because all of these are new and I don't have them yet. Flowers is unchanged as well. Animal products is full. Seeds. We do actually need to fill in some of these seeds here, specifically our acorns and things like that. So let's go ahead and go look at those. So we do have some extras of a bunch of these here, which is why it's important to have them. So acorns, we have 1,513. For mahogany, I think I saw like 1,800. Yeah, 1,847. Maple seeds, 1,560. Finally, for the pine cones, 1,599 pine cones. Fertilizer's all done there. Geodes, there's nothing to add there. Diamonds, we can just go ahead and all right, I'll prove it to you that they're here, but I can trust me that we can just go ahead and fill this one out. We have a few diamonds down here. We just want to take a look. There we go. Okay, so that's all set up. Minerals are all set. Resources, this one's going to be annoying. So for our bone fragments, let's just try this. We have enough for that. Yep, okay, so that's all set then. Clay is good. We have 5,000 extra, but also it's down here. Down here. Over here. There it is. We're also good on coal. I'm pretty sure here. We got a full chest of coal, which is a lot. I'm going to count the amount of stacks of coal I have. So that's 36, 37, 38. 39 stacks plus 36 and then another 24 25 stacks, so 100,933. It's actually not enough. Imagine having all of that coal and not having enough to stack it. Stack all of this. It's probably going to be fine because I still need to put it in the bars. So we're going to put in these bars and then it's immediately going to shoot this number up a little bit higher. All right, speaking of copper bars, let's go ahead and take a look. I know I've got more. There's one stack in here. These are unfortunately not well organized. Large chests will help significantly. 4,987. We might be overdoing this. I don't think we need that many. Yeah, that's already over. Oh, we still do need copper ore though. Probably for all those new furnaces. We have 6,473. That's probably enough. It's not enough. We need more copper. Luckily, we can just buy it. It's not that expensive, even in year 2+. Fiber time. We have almost exactly 100,000. That's 7%. We did a 7% increase with that. So we need a lot more fiber, as it turns out. All right, let's check how much fire quartz we have, everyone. We've got 1,112 fire quartz. Hardwood, 11,810, which is not enough. Gold time, I think we're okay. So we're good on the gold. Iridium ore and iridium bar time. We'll start with the bars. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, we got a lot. Okay. I'll leave that in there and I'll leave this in here in case we need it. I think we'll be okay though, because that is over 20 stacks. 27 stacks? Let's just put in 27,000 and see what happens here. Yeah, okay, we overshot. We're good, yay! All right, iron ore and iron bar. This one I don't think we're gonna make, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. Yeah, we don't have that much, do we? 5,416 iron bars, which should not make that much of a dent. Woo! All right, let's put in our iron ore as well now. 4,733. Really doesn't make much of a difference, doesn't it? No moss, none of the jellies. So let's go ahead and update our sap now. So we've got 2 chests full. So that's 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. 78,000. It almost doesn't matter compared to the thing that we have here. Almost 10%. All right, stone time. Let's play count the chests. 36 times 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Wait, are we gonna have enough stone? This is impossible, right? There's no way this is enough stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, there's not enough stone. It's a little closer than I thought it was going to be, though. We have 944,085. 78% of the stone that we need. Wood. We need to do wood. I don't think it'll make that much of a dent, but we'll see. 17,832. Boom. 2%. We can just buy it, though. We're done with resources, so let's go on to forage, which unfortunately is going to take a while as well. We're almost, well, fish is going to be the worst. We're almost there. We're making progress. Let's start with the cave carrots. If we just have 2 stacks here, is that enough? No. How many stacks do we need? 3 stacks? 2,997. Why did that number go down? Some mistakes were made. Yeah, this should be 2,997. Basically, this one was supposed to say 999 plus all of this. And this one was supposed to say G2 plus all of this, and I had this one as G2 and this one is 999, which is why as I added more, it got it got larger for some reason. I guess we're gonna go check the coral now. 2 stacks plus some, 3,121, which is just barely enough. Dandelion, we should have enough then. Oh, maybe not actually. I think we need 3. Yeah, 2,206. Nope. Let's check our ginger. I think we're good on ginger. 2,085. I could have just... That should be enough, actually. Yeah, it's more than enough. We're on to hazelnuts. 2,322. Hey, we're almost there. Leek time. 2,039. I'm going to go ahead and skip over the mushrooms. We'll come back to those. Rainbow shells have not changed. Sea urchins, though, we do got to care about. So let's head on down there. I don't need these. 2,625. Snow yam, 2,997. Let's see if that works. Yep, exactly enough. Spring onion will not be so lucky. 1,387. We're gonna need a bit more than that, though. We're not even halfway done now. Wild horseradish, and probably winter root as well. So let's just grab them both now. So wild horseradish is 1,407, and then our winter root is 2,985. Really? We're gonna need a few more winter root, everyone. Chanterelle. Unfortunately for the mushrooms, we're not gonna be close because we need dehydrated mushrooms. So we're gonna be 5 stacks behind pretty much no matter what we do here. Chanterelle is going to be 3,419. Common mushroom, I can just skip the pleasantries on the common mushroom. We have like 40 stacks of them. Magma caps, 2,906, although they're kind of close. Morels, we ain't got nothing for morels. 1,688. Okay, and then finally the purple mushrooms, because the red ones actually don't matter here. 2,416. And now our forges are done, which leaves the most difficult one left, and that is the fishies. Fishy number 1 is the albacore. I guess I could talk a little bit while I'm doing math here about the plan for fish, which is really just the split plan for fish right now, because I'm not sure I want to do fish ponds. I mean, we will still have the fish ponds, but like a lot of these I can kind of just catch now. And with the new targeted bait, some of them aren't even that bad, but a lot of them are is the problem. 1,115 for anchovies. Blobfish, 1,003. We actually have a bunch of blue discus in the ponds, and now that we get them back when we empty them, sort of. I'll just count the ones we have. We can add them up later. 1,116 bream, 1,119 bullhead, 1,064 carp, 1,029 catfish, 1,117 for catfish, chub, 1,419 clam. Clam's a fish now. Congrats, clam, you graduated. Welcome to the big leagues. I think we're good on clam. Looked like we had 2 stacks of cockle. Oh, not even. No. 1,279 crab. 3 stacks of crab will be fine. 2,132 crayfish. 2,188, which is more than enough, right? Because it's just 2,132. Dorado, 1,017. Eel, 1,009. Flounder, 1,011. Ghostfish, 1,148. Glacierfish Jr. we don't have to update. Goby we don't have to update yet. Halibut 1,244. Herring 1,200. Ice Pip 1,130. Largemouth bass will be in our next container. 1,075. Lava eel 1,024. Lingcod 1,010. Lionfish 1,010 again. Lobster 1,329. Midnight carp and midnight squid 1,024. 1,002. Miss Angler, we do actually have some extras. 1,146 for Miss Angler. Mussel, that should be enough, right? Yeah, we can use the 2,000 number here. 2,132. Oh, that went over actually. Oh, I guess it would be. Why does it say I have mussel bait? Is it pulling from the wrong place? I think it might be. Yeah, it's pulling from magic bait for some reason. And then it should be 2,132. There we go. We're good. Yay! Quick octopus check. 1,070. 1,819. Perch 1,157. Periwinkle 1,011 for the periwinkles. Pike 1,052. 1,003 for the pufferfish. Radioactive carp should not have changed. Rainbow trout. We're about to get a lot of those rainbow trout. 1,011 for the rainbow trout now though. Alright, red mullet 1,207. Red snapper 1,119. Salmon 1,029. Sandfish 1,004. Sardine 1,086. There we go. Sea cucumber 1,012. 1,000 even on the scorpion carps. Shad 1,210 shads. Shrimp 2 and change should be enough. Slimejack 1,841 slimejacks. Smallmouth bass 1,128. Snail 1,191. Sorry, 1,991. Crimson fish we don't touch. We're nearing the bottom at least. All right, spooky fish time. Exactly 999. Don't have to touch that. Squid 1,061. Stingray 1,003. Stonefish 1,251. Sturgeon 1,127. Sunfish 1,057. Yeah, 1,057. Super cucumber 1,399. Tiger trout. Wait, tiger trout count is accurate. We don't have to update that. So tilapia is 1,122. Tuna 1,143. Void salmon 1,085. Walleyes 1,127. And finally wood skip 1,259. Woo! Thank you, fishies. We do not need to update the smoked fish. Roe does not need to be updated at all because we don't have any of these other rows yet. They weren't available before. So I haven't gotten anything from 1.6 yet. Bait does need to be updated, and it's just because this one here, the regular bait, because we have an extra stack of it. We just never kept track of it. So we can just go ahead and say we've got all this. These actually do need to be updated a little bit. Slime doesn't need to be changed because that was already doing exactly what it was supposed to. Same with Void Essence. So the only one that actually needs to be updated is the Dragon's Teeth. And barely at that, because there isn't that much more. So it's 1,032 for the Dragon's Teeth. As far as all of the Artisan goods go, I think we're okay. I don't think any of those need to be updated for any particular reason. This one does, the cloth for the loom. We actually don't have enough either. 1,714. No moss soup. Any machines here? Yes. We do need to update the furnace. Should I count the ones in the house? I'm definitely going to take those down. I think I should count the ones in the house. 142. So 142 extra furnaces, which puts us at 1,141 furnaces. Consumables. I don't think anything's relying on anything else. Let's double check that real quick. The staircases do, funnily enough. Well, guess what? I have that many staircases. I don't even need to prove it to you all. Books don't need to be updated at all. Gifts and rewards. I think we're good. Yeah, the only things that depend on other things are already in this category. Trash doesn't need to be updated. Artifacts doesn't need to be updated. These are both full already. And these do not need to be updated as well. Well, actually, this one does. Houseplants. But we have all of them, so yeah. 229, 10, and 10. Now that we've put everything in the spreadsheet, this will be an accurate count of what percentage we are done. 61.5% done. So I didn't actually really mention it before, but this was 49.5% before. So just by updating all of our extra items, we added another 10%, 11%. You know, it's something. We're getting there. As you can see, our big categories that we need a lot in still, things like resources. You can see on this category here, this D column, you can see like what percentage of the challenge is completed by this, and the resources is 41% of the entire challenge so far. Yeah, we were at 95% and now we're at 61. That's okay though. We have to update the checklist, everyone. Yay! So here's our checklist. Let's go ahead and go to fruits. So there's a few things in fruits that are now done. Blueberry, cranberries. That's only the two, huh? Blueberry, cranberry, and then this becomes 3. And then we add 3 to this, or we add 2 to this rather, so this becomes 4. Then we go on to vegetables, which are unchanged. Flowers are unchanged. Animal products are unchanged. Seeds will be unchanged as far as things that get checked off goes. Fertilizer unchanged. Geodes unchanged. Gems will be changed. So gems will be 8 out of 8 and finished because diamonds will be done. That means that this becomes 5. Minerals will be unchanged. Resources. So here's some changes to be made. I'm gonna head over here just so we know which ones are which. So bone fragments, clay, and coal are all done. Copper bar is done. Gold ore and bar are done. Iridium ore and bar is done. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this becomes 26. And then 8 gets added on up here. So this becomes 13. Let's head on down to forges. So cave carrot, yes. Coral, yes. Ginger, yes. Common mushroom, yes. Sea urchin and snow yam, yes. So that's 7 of them. Cave carrot is 1. Coral is another. Ginger is a 3rd, so we're down to 4. Common is another, so we're down to 3. And it was sea urchin and snow yam. We're down to 0. So 7 plus 4 is 11. And this becomes 720. Let's head on down to fishies. So clam, crab, crayfish, mussel, shrimp. Clam, crab, crayfish, mussel, and shrimp. Instead of 0, we now have 5 done. That makes this 725. And we can head on down to our smoked fish, which will be unchanged for now. Roe will be unaffected. I think we're going to be okay from here. Bait, I forgot to uncheck, but that's fine. It makes my life easier here. We know bug meat's done, so I don't need to double check that, but that means this goes up to 7, and then this becomes 26. So I think we are all done now. And now we have a new final total here with 726 out of 1193. And that means we are 61-ish% done with the items that are stacked. All right, and with that, everyone, we have everything updated. So I'm going to leave you here for now. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching, and I'll catch you all in the future. See you next time. Bye.